what is the best gun for personal self-defense, whether in your home or out and about. That's what this video is all about. Now, everyone's going to have their own opinion, so please chime in. And also, please remember, there's a lot of new gun owners who are watching this video saying, I want to learn. So please help each other out in the comments. What I did for you to start the video is to put different calibers of rounds right in front of you, and we're going to go from left to right. They are not necessarily ballistically in order of power. They're just different rounds that I want to show you. So let's zoom in, starting from the 22 on the left, and then I'm going to show you some massive firepower and different guns that you have options to purchase for personal self-defense, and then throw in your comments as to which one you opt for. Let's start on the left here, looking at the rounds. Of course, we know the 22, well-known, proven, and all these rounds I'm about to show you are proven. Then we have the 380, and then we have a 9mm. There is your 38 Special. Wonderful gun. We're gonna talk about all these rounds with inside of a gun here momentarily. Then you have the 40 caliber. There is your 357 Magnum, that silver round right there. Then you have the 357 SIG, a very powerful, high-pressured round, very fast. Then you have the 45, that Stouty 45, so you can see what it looks like. Look at that Stouty 45. Then you got the 10mm right next to it. Another high-pressured round, very fast, feet per second, FPS, very fast. Then, of course, you got the 5.7. We can't leave that out. The 5.7 is another round that's very fast, feet per second. Then you have the 44 Magnum for revolvers. Awesome. Then we have the 454 Casull. Look at the size of that revolver round. Then we have a 500 Magnum. Oh boy, look at that. And then the 5.56, as we look at a couple of rifle rounds here for a moment, that green tip, I really like that line of PMC ammo, X-Tac, and that's 5.56. But then, of course, our adversaries and the enemies in Afghanistan, they use the 7.62 by 39 AK-47. And then right next to it, I think, is one of the most magical rifle rounds there is that 6.8 Special round. I like this round a lot, and I'm going to show you the rifle I have for it, because it is got the speed of a 5.56 at a much longer distance, and the knockdown power of the 7.62 by 39, the AK-47, at much longer distances. Ammo's expensive, but that 6.8 Special might be something for you for your personal defense, depending on where you are in the world and what's going on with your property. Then, of course, we have a 308. I know there's a lot of other rounds I'm missing, but I'm just doing this to show you and give you options. Then the 410. I'm going to show you a revolver where you can put this 410 in, and it's great for a lot of different things, for varmint shooting and for personal defense, and you won't have to worry about missing at close range. And then, of course, the 12 gauge, which is extremely versatile, and you can go from birdshot up to triple-aught buck and all that stuff. So the 12 gauge has to be mentioned. Let's look at some really cool firepower right now. And please subscribe. This is WeaponsEducation.com. I'm glad you're here. Thumb up the video, and let's get into it right now. So what is the best gun for personal self-defense? Whether in your home or personal carry, you make the determination with this video as to what's best for you. I know it's going to create a lot of comments. I've got 19 different guns to show you in all the different calibers I just showed you close up. So we're going to have fun with this video, and then I'm going to tell you what I like about each gun, and we'll move on forward quickly through these 19 guns. We got to move quick. All right, what I'm going to do here is start with a 22. This is a Mosquito. Tammy, my wife, my lovely wife, please zoom in on each gun, and we'll put it right here, and let's talk about a 22 for personal self-defense. The 22 is long proven to be a very accurate gun. High speed, feet per second, small round, but it will get the job done. Usually used for small game hunting, but don't make no mistake about it, a 22 can be used for personal self-defense. Most people will say, let's move up to a higher caliber. So let's do that, and now I'm going to show you, for example, here's a SIG P238, and I'm not necessarily saying this is my favorite 380. I'm using these as props out of the collection, but I do really like this 1911-ish SIG P238. Very easy to disassemble, very easy to conceal and shoot. The 380 is an extremely deadly round, and with modern day ammunition like the PDX-1 or the Hornady lines, hollow points, your 380 is a good option. Throw in your comments. Let's talk about the 9mm. Here's a 9mm. Let's put this one down here real quick. Tammy, please zoom in on this. The PX4 Storm Subcompact. This is a great option in a 9mm. And the 9mm has been around for about at least 100 years. Very well proven round. Law enforcement agencies use it regularly. And take a look up. The 9mm, is this the round for you? And is the Beretta PX4 Storm gun for you? A lot of people like the Glocks, the Glock 19, so do I. There's a lot of great manufacturers that make 9mm rounds. So I'm giving you options and things to think about. That's the goal here. Things to think about with each caliber and each gun manufacturer. I can't pull every gun I have for every caliber in this video because we'd be here for an hour, but I chose a couple here to give you some ideas. Let's take a look at a 40 caliber. Please zoom in down here and look at this Kahr PM40. KAHR, two-tone. This is a small package. 40 caliber is a high pressured round. Feet per second, fast. This is why law enforcement agencies use this. I gotta use the word deadly. It's extremely deadly. This is moving so fast, it's a high pressured round. You need a gun that's built with quality for a 40 caliber because it's such a high pressured round. You don't want a cheesy gun shooting a 40 caliber or a 10mm, which we'll talk about momentarily. These high pressured rounds, like a 40, you want a quality gun. Take a look up and we'll talk about the 40. The 40 is a shortened 10mm. Back in 1986, we had the Miami shootout. I did a video on it, and after the Miami shootout, the cops were undergunned, and they realized the revolvers didn't work, so they got a 10mm, and then Smith & Wesson came out with a lower recoil round of a high-pressured round, and came out with the 40 caliber. Very well respected by law enforcement and used across the world in military and law enforcement. Is the 40 caliber the best self-defense gun for you? This is a nice small package, the Kahr. It's got a long trigger pull. I've done individual videos on all these guns. Now, let's go and talk about a revolver for a moment. Here's a .357 Magnum. I tell you, the revolver is something, all the guns are safety checked, of course. These revolvers are simple Simon. My wife likes revolvers for the fact that she can easily load it with a Bianchi speed strip. She can easily safety check it and look at it. And a revolver is going back, a long time, 150 years or so, and these things are proven to be point and shoot guns. No thinking involved. Internal hammer. You notice that on this gun here. This is a model 640. Another good option for a small revolver is the Wyatt Deep Cover. It's a 38 Special from the Performance Center. I really do like revolvers from the Performance Center. That shoots 38 specials out of that Wyatt Deep Special from Rich Wyatt, my buddy. So look into that. When you're looking into revolvers, look at these companies' websites and say, yeah, is the Performance Center from Smith better than the non-Performance Center? Look into that. You may want to realize the differences. All right, moving on. Let's go to a 357 SIG. High-pressured round. What I mean by high-pressured round, I mean a cartridge that's going to be humming. A lot of pressure inside this chamber, and it's a fast round. The 357 SIG is extremely accurate, used by Secret Service, and used by dozens and dozens of military and law enforcement agencies across the world. This happens to be a SIG P226 Elite. Very nice package. I carry this one in a shoulder holster. By the way, I have my own custom shoulder holster line. I'll put a link below for the highest quality, custom-made, hand-stitched, bar none, 4 times the quality of Galco, and I'll put that link below just so you know how to carry these things, and I'll be doing more videos on that in the future. But the 357 SIG, what do you think about that, guys and gals? The 357 SIG. How about the 45? The good old 45. They call it, the man stopper and all this knockdown power. For display purposes, I have a 1911 Sig Sauer. This is the stainless carry version. I love this gun, and I love the 1911 if you've been following the channel. So with a 45, is it great for personal defense? Oh, heck yeah. Each gun I showed you is great for personal self-defense. Any gun is better than nothing for personal self-defense. 45 will stop them in their tracks within 30 feet. I mean, it's a fat, you saw the round there, that's a fat round, 230 grain. If you put a 230 grain in here, you do not want to be hit by any one of these guns, let alone a 45 at 230 grains. Then we have the 1911 100-plus year proven design, and for display purposes, I have an XDM with 14, 15 rounds in here, and you can also get a good Glock, a Glock 21, or different Glocks, a Glock 30 that are 45 caliber, and many different guns that are affordable in the 650 range, affordable for the 45. Proven knockdown power. Knockdown power means that person's going to be knocked down with that first shot. Okay? So, let's move on. Tell me what you think. What's your favorite caliber? What's your favorite gun for personal defense, for home, for outdoors? Everyone's in different situations. I'm going to show you some rifles here in a moment, up to 308s. Why would I want that for personal self-defense? I'm going to get into that soon, right in this video. Okay, after 45, I want to talk about my favorite personal caliber in a handgun is the 10 millimeter. And this 20C package that Glock makes, and I have a lot of favorite 10 millimeters, Colt Delta Elite, and the list goes on, the Kimber, there's just so many of them. This one here, I like the fact that it's 14, 15 rounds, and it's a 10 millimeter, and I like this in my home. You always got to think about over penetration. A couple things I want to say right now because the people are going to come out and say, well, I didn't say it, so I'm saying it. You got to think about over-penetration in your home. Are you in a condo? Are you in an apartment? A 10 millimeter is going to blast through 5 people's homes. And you're going to kill multiple people, animals, heaven forbid. So think about it when you're buying a gun for personal self-defense, what's going to be the best? So, the 10 millimeter for me works because I'm on 3-4 acres and I have it in a certain location where I'm not worried about shooting through walls. And I have other guns where I'm not worried about shooting through walls. So think about shooting through walls and what's on the other side of your target. Remember the 5 golden rules. And one of them is know your target and what's behind it. And also, get trained, get trained, get trained. Don't just buy a gun because you see a video with me and say, oh, I'm going to buy a Glock 20 10 millimeter. Tom says it's real cool and it's real deadly. It can take out a boar. Yes, this can. This can take out small game, let alone what can it do to a bad human taking your life. This will blow somebody in half. So, with all that said, get trained, get trained, get trained. I said that. And know where this round is going to go afterwards. Now, after the 45 and the 10 millimeter, let's talk about a 5.7. The 5.7, unfortunately, got a bad rap during the Fort Hood shooting. But I tell you right now, well, of course, you just walk up to people and shoot them with any gun, they're going to die. So forget all that. This 5.7 is super high velocity. 28, 25, 2,300 feet per second, depending on the ammo you get. But it's extremely accurate at long distances. That's why the Secret Service choose to use a 5.7. Notice how I'm holding the gun. Never put your finger near that trigger. Safety, safety, safety. All guns are loaded, no matter what. I don't care how many times you cleaned it and safety checked it. Always assume they're loaded. So, the 5.7 is a good option if you have to take someone out at a longer range and have a really good round that's accurate and high speed. High speed, and you're a good shot. 5.7. Now, let's talk about the 44 Magnum. The 44 Magnum, this one's from the Performance Center, and this is a snubby. I do like the short barrels for concealment. And when you, by the way, talk about the Performance Center from Smith compared to non-Performance Center, when you hold one next to the other, there is a big difference. That's why I'm telling you about the Wyatt Deep Cover, and just Google that. I did a video on it with Rich Wyatt, and check out his gun that he custom made, that 38 Special. It's all polished up, and then the hammer is different, the trigger is different. It is really special. So I do prefer Performance Center guns from Smith. If you're going to get a revolver, the 44 Magnum, is it right for you? A lot of people are going to say, well, that's way, way, way too powerful. But with modern day ammunition like PDX-1, 44 Magnum, they're designed to expand all that pressure within 12 inches. So when it hits the human body, heaven forbid you got to protect your life, it just explodes everything inside the body. I know I'm being graphic, but we're talking about a deadly weapon. So, 44 Magnum, is it for you? Yeah, I carry a 44. I've shown you how I've done it in the past. I put it inside one of my custom waistband holsters, inside the waistband, but I put it inside my right pocket, not inside the waistband. It's too tight. So, I'll put the link below for my custom holsters. You got to have a good holster system for this stuff. Now, talking about a different revolver, let's look at a 454 Casull. This is, for most people, this is way, way, way too much. But if you're out there in bear country, or if you're out in the wilderness, this gun, it's got a lot of recoil, I'll say that, especially with the snubby. This one's hard to find. I'm glad I scooped it up when I did. But the 454 Casull, is it the right caliber? It's good for you if you're, kayaking, you're out there somewhere in Alaska, or in the bear country, in the mountains, and you're a hunter, and you want a good sidearm that's powerful, and you don't want to mess around, you want to take down a big game attacking you. Yeah, the 454. Then, of course, we get the most powerful production, modern day revolver, handgun. Geez, I could have brought out a lot more. I could have brought out the Desert Eagle and other things. And we're going to look at some rifles here in a moment. But the 500 Magnum, I'm going to tell you right now, for personal home defense, I would shy away from this, only because it's just the recoil on this takes every nerve in your body, and it just after each shot. It's a lot, but it's a ball of fun, and I won't say it's a novelty item because it does have its place if you're seriously in bear country. Now, I missed the 410. I forgot to grab the Taurus Judge or the Governor from Smith & Wesson, but the 410 revolver is another option for you because a female can get that. You won't miss, most likely, because you got a nice little spread like that. So think about that 410 revolver and think about that as an option. Now let's look at some rifles. Throw in your comments. Best gun, best caliber for self-defense. Fun video. Let's get into some rifles right now. Remember, safety first with all this type of firearms. All these guns are safety checked, and we're about to look at some really massive firepower now. So is it appropriate for you to have these type of guns I'm about to show you for personal self-defense, whether at home or out and about, on your property, wherever you are in the world in your situation? I just want to show you options. Know your state laws, know what's legal, know what's not. Now, this is 5.56. This is the new SIG 516 model line with a short 7.5 inch barrel. So why would you want a 5.56? Well, this is what the military uses as their first line of defense. I can't say that. I'm not in the military, but we know the military uses the 5.56 a lot. And it could be armor piercing depending on the round that you choose. So the 5.56 might be appropriate for you or it might not. It's up to you to make your decision. It's up to you to put your reasoning in the comments as to why you want whatever gun I'm showing you or whatever caliber I'm showing you for personal self-defense. And it's our right, it's our Second Amendment right to have these types of guns. So I do like the 5.56 a lot. As you know, I've got like 10, 12 of these puppies. Let's move on and talk about a different caliber, and that's the AK-47, 7.62 by 39. This is an arsenal, and this is built out pretty nice. I've done a video on it. I need to do an updated video to show you what I've done with this. I've done some upgrades to it, but it's a really sweet package. Now, what I like about the AK is it's extremely powerful up to, I like this for close range. I like the 5.56 for longer range and the AK for closer range, even though they're both good for close range. There's a huge debate about which is better, the AK round or the 5.56 round, but I tell you what, if you're a good shot, you're going to take out the bad guy. But the AK-47 7.62 by 39 is a great option. But I tell you what I think is one of the best options that a lot of people overlook. And look at this wicked looking gun. Now, a lot of people like the graphics and some of them don't, but a 6.8 special. The 6.8 special, to me, let me know what you think, is the best of both worlds of the 5.56 and the 7.62 by 39. This has the knockdown power at the long range of a 5.56 of an AK-47 close up. This round is one bad round. This thing will do the job. It's expensive, 6.8 special. The ammo is available. Just keep in mind, you can get this. Your Second Amendment right. You may want to get a 6.8 special rifle. Now, let's talk about some shotguns. I want to start with a pistol grip. Now, I've done a video on this in the past. I'm trying to move quickly here, but I'm not so fond of a pistol grip shotgun. I like the stock. I'll tell you why. Now, it's okay if you disagree. I don't care. But I've known too many of my subscribers who have used this in a pinch and they've aimed and they hit themselves in the chin or teeth and eye and face and shoulder. And the pistol grip shotgun, briefly, was designed in the 60s for riot control, for shooting rubber bullets, for shooting tear gas into mobs. And that's what it was designed for. But you know, you can maneuver around a small place in your home, in your apartment, house, whatever it is, and not have that stock. I prefer a stock. Now you can put anything, all different types of pistol grips you can get from 410 to 12 gauge, all the different gauges. But the pistol grip is out there, cool, but I would not want my wife carrying this in the house because I'm afraid she's going to aim by accident. And everyone's going to say, train, 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 you'll be perfect. But in a pinch, when you're under pressure, be careful with a pistol grip. Be careful with a pistol grip. But it'll get the job done if you know how to shoot from the hip and this, that, and the other. Okay, now, an inexpensive shotgun is the good old Remington. Okay? The 870 Remington. I like this. This is the turkey gun. And what I like is it's got the pistol grip and it's got the stock with a big chunk of rubber on the back. What is this, $300-400? Inexpensive shotgun. Great for personal home defense. Great for bird hunting, pheasant hunting, whatever you wish. Now, another shotgun I want to show you is, this one's from Sega. Well, I had upgraded through Arsenal, and this is a semi-automatic shotgun. I can bring you a bunch of semi-automatics to the table, including my favorite, the FN. But this one here, the FN SLP, but this one here is a nice shotgun with 20 rounds in this magazine. I got it equipped with a SIG front vertical grip light laser. And this is great for personal self-defense. Shotgun, you can put anything in it from birdshot to slugs to triple-aught buck. The list goes on and on and on about the different rounds, cartridges you can put into these shotguns. So it's very important not to only know your gun, but to know the ammunition you're putting in your gun. I'm trying to educate the people who are new to firearms. You pick out your firearm, and then you need to know about your ammunition also. You need to know how to disassemble it. You need to get trained. You need to know what's beyond your target. And then, of course, if you really want to take out someone at long range, heaven forbid you're in a situation where you have to get on a rooftop or do whatever you got to do. Who knows what the future holds? Or if you just want to do it for sport, or if you want to go hunting. I'm not a hunter, but this 308, this is a Springfield M1A. M1A. I've done a video on this gun, and there's multiple versions of it. And I'll tell you right now, just one of my favorite rifles. I've got a really cool scope that's going on this gun. That'll be in a future video. But the bottom line is the 308 is a sniper type of, or battle rifle. I like to call this a battle rifle. This 308, the way I have it configured with a pistol grip. This might be really good for you for personal home defense out there on your property, big property, long range shooting. What do you think? I showed you a lot of firepower in this video. It's always a pleasure to bring these types of videos to you. I hope you appreciate the work I put into the videos. Go to WeaponsEducation.net. That is the gun forum where everyone can talk to each other. Please sign in, log in. Get your login on the .net. Don't forget I have ArmoryExpressOutlet.com. That's my store where I sell flashlights and the best custom holsters in the world. And a lot of new companies are coming on board, and I'll be showing you that in the future. And don't forget about my wife's channel. Tammy's Life. I'll put her link below. She just did a new video of her photo shoot. So showing some custom concealment handbags. It's all good. We're all in this together. Us people who love the Second Amendment and love our firearms are all in this together. I mean, thumbs up if you're into guns. Thumbs up. Share this with a friend. Facebook, Twitter, everything. Thank you, my friends. My name is Tom. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I really want to see a lot of comments on this one. Bye-bye.